2020 has been a tough year. Various people have struggled, and this has caused tensions to rise. It seems though that it's not just humans that are struggling. The natural world is also taking a hit, whether that comes in the form of natural habitats being demolished, or just animals struggling to survive in general. A few days ago it was announced that hundreds of thousands if not millions of birds have passed away. This news was worrying and people soon started to ask questions. Biologists working at the New Mexico State University in the White Sands Missile Range collected and examined nearly 300 birds that had mysteriously passed away. The researchers stated that over the last few weeks various species passed away under mysterious circumstances, and that many of these were put under unknown causes. Martha Desmond, who is a professor at New Mexico State University Department of Fish, Wildlife and Conservation Ecology, said that the sheer amount of birds that had passed away was worrying. She went on to say the following: "It's terribly frightening. We've never seen anything like this. We're losing probably hundreds of thousands if not millions of migratory birds." At first researchers said that it may have been an isolated incident, but the more these birds were being discovered showed researchers that this might not have been the case, and that something worrying was happening. Local residents then came forward and said the local wildlife had been behaving strangely, and that various birds were not acting or flying like normal. At the time though, these residents didn't know that millions of birds were about to pass away for unknown reasons. As of right now, some of the affected birds include warblers, sparrows, swallows, blackbirds and flycatchers. Martha Desmond went on to say the following: "A number of these species are already in trouble. They are already experiencing huge population declines, and then to have a traumatic event like this is devastating." Trish Cutler, who is a wildlife biologist, said the following about the event: "People have been reporting that the birds look sleepy. They are just really lethargic. One thing we're not seeing is our resident birds mixed in with these dead birds. We have resident birds that live here. Some of them migrate and some of them don't. But we're not getting birds like roadrunners or quails or doves." Martha Desmond did note though that some of these birds must be healthy, as they have their migratory feathers, but said that something is happening after this process that's wiping the birds out. Going on to say that this isn't just a few birds. Something massive is happening that's caused all of these birds to drop. Another thing that added confusion was that people suggested that it may have been the insects the birds were eating that caused them to drop. But the biologist noted that some of these birds were seed eaters and suffered the same fate. As of right now, many of these birds are having tests carried out on them, and this is happening at the US Fish and Wildlife Service's Forensic Laboratory in Ashland. The researchers there hope that further analysis will help them answer why so many birds suffered the same fate. Desmond said the following: "Over 3 billion birds have died since 1970. Insect populations are crashing, and this is just an unprecedented mortality. What's worrying is that this has been reported across our planet. Going back in February, residents in Rome reported a worrying event. Hundreds of birds suddenly dropped to the ground, and this news came shortly after police in North Wales investigated a similar occurrence. In this case, hundreds of birds had dropped to the ground under mysterious circumstances, something that investigators immediately found strange. Fast forward 2 months and this was reported by residents in Rome. Strangely enough, residents reported that the birds acted very similar to those in Wales, saying that they were flying around in circles and then suddenly dropped to the ground. What's odd though is how many of these cases are happening so close to each other. As many have pointed out, it seems that these mass bird die-offs are happening every other month, and as of right now no one seems to know why. Although researchers have given a variety of reasons why mass bird die-offs can happen, it's unusual for them to be happening around the same time as each other. One resident in Rome said the following about the event: "Me and my friend were close to the area when this happened. We could hear the birds going crazy and flying around in circles. I've lived in the area for years and I've never seen anything like this. No one seemed to be sure why they were acting this way. They were flying like this for over 45 minutes before they started to drop one by one. It was like something from a movie, and it was actually really scary. It was like something was affecting them and we couldn't see it." End quote. It's reported that hundreds of birds were found in Rome shortly after the event. One source reported that the mass die-off was due to strong winds. As you can imagine though, this explanation wasn't met with open arms, and others suggested that something else was at play. Over the years, scientists and researchers have investigated this phenomena, and different theories have been put forward to try and explain it. Various things can affect these birds. This ranges from electromagnetic currents to things like poison. As some have pointed out though, if these animals were poisoned, is it likely that they would all drop at once, and in the same area as each other? In these situations, all of these birds can be found close to each other. Some have said it's as if the birds were zapped by something, and whatever passed through them caused them to pass away on the spot. It does seem as if though these cases have increased in the past year. Various reports have emerged from countries such as England, Wales, the Netherlands and now Italy, and these are only the ones we know about. Many eyewitnesses have come forward and said they've seen something similar, but that the majority of the time it doesn't get reported by the news. As of right now, it's clear that something is affecting these birds, with some pointing out that these cases could be linked to each other in some way. Perhaps our planet is changing, or perhaps we're the cause behind these events. This hasn't stopped people though coming forward with their own theories for why this is happening. Some suggest that 5G and recent towers that have been installed could be messing around with the bird's senses, saying that radio wave emissions can cause damage to the birds. The companies who install these towers though have said this isn't what's happening, and that it has nothing to do with 5G. Whatever it is, it seems that this won't be the last case that gets reported. So what do you make of this recent report from New Mexico? And what do you think is going on at the moment in regards to these high numbers of bird deaths? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.